this government, we have expended in excess of $2.7 million, I think it is, to outfit and to retrofit the RLB International Airport. And this we did in conjunction and conformity with the Ministry of Health and the National Task Force. We established a waiting area, but what I would say is that the waiting area, principally which was commissioned, has not been in operation essentially because it was essentially a tent, and we had to fly in a covering area because when the air conditions were put in, it was recognized that it was drawing a tremendous amount of heat. That has now been completed. But in the interim, we went into Plan B and created a waiting area which has sufficed for the moment. The travel requirements, as you pretty well know by now, you have to have the RT-PCR test submitted 72 hours of traveling to St. Kitts. Upon arrival, you go through a screening process organized by the Ministry of Health, and also you go through the immigration and customs area. We have trained in excess of 40 plus, they have 40 plus taxi operators operating at the RLB International Airport. And once you exit the area of the RLB Airport, you go into one of those taxi which have been certified by the St. Kitts Tourism Authority. What I would say is that once you're in that taxi, which has been outfitted with Velcro, etc., the individuals will go directly to the appointed hotel. They do not stop at any other place other than the hotel, meaning you don't stop to go to an ATM, you don't stop to get something to eat, you go directly to the hotel. If you're going to Nevis, you go either from the Christoph Harbor or you go from the Reggae Beach into Nevis, and then the necessary protocols over in Nevis will take place. If you're vacationing in place, you're in your hotel for the first 7 days. On the 7th day, you are again tested with the RT-PCR test. If negative, you can go to certain approved tours. At the moment, we have tours. For example, you can go to Timothy Hill. You have a bathroom stop at Port Zante. You have the historical tour of Bastille, and you have Brimstone Hill and the Eco Park. The Eco Park has not been determined as yet for tours, but that is to be determined shortly. Once you're staying beyond the 14 days, then you can leave your hotel and integrate into the community after you've taken another test, the RT-PCR test, to ensure that you are negative. A question came up before. If you're vacationing in place and you're leaving before the 14th day or even before the 7th day, you again take the RT-PCR test before you leave St. Kitts. The other issue I think I would raise is the issue of the 2 ships that were destined to come to St. Kitts and Nevis. That's the Rhapsody of the Seas and the Grandeur of the Seas. And you may be wondering why they haven't arrived as yet. And I would call this a moving target. Of course, the priority is to ensure the safety and the security and the health of our citizens. And because we've been going, as a matter of fact, we've been having daily contacts with Royal Caribbean to ensure that when they arrive, all the necessary protocols are in place. What I would say is that the arrival of those 2 ships is in the making very shortly. The last issue that we have under consideration is with regard to a matter of sludge, which was which is needed to be deposited from the Rhapsody and the Grandeur. We have taken a decision that no sludge will be taken into our country, and so that they have to deposit this sludge in another country before they arrive. Once they have satisfied our requirements of that, then both ships would be able to come to St. Kitts and Nevis. The issue of the Alarab vendors and LIAT, I would leave to the CEO of the St. Kitts Tourism Authority, Raquel Brown, to answer. I think I've answered all the other things that I needed to, and I leave those other two questions for the CEO of the St. Kitts Tourism Authority. Thank you.